Hey guys, welcome. It is time for update 6 of my Rolling 10 project pan for 2023. And we have an exciting update here. We got some rollouts, something I am decluttering from my collection. So keep watching to see how I did this time around. All right, I'm going to start with my eyeliners. The Wet n Wild Copper, which is this guy right here. And this I used 12 times since the last update, and it's making steady progress. So it just about comes down the same amount every month. Some months it doesn't come down at all. This formula is actually a little bit harder than the other eyeliner that I have, so it will take longer even though they're kind of both at the same length. I've been also lining my entire eye with this color recently, as opposed to just like the top part or the bottom part, so it is getting more use in that way as well. Then we have Avon Black, this little guy. This is also coming down pretty steadily, but look how much closer it is to the goal. By the way, the goal is to get these down halfway from where they were when I brought them in, so it's not to complete them right now. And I think this will actually hit its goal in like 2 months. So, because again, this is a creamier formula. So that's really exciting, and yeah, I'm kind of surprised at how quickly that kind of came up. And then we'll be able to roll it out. So that's really exciting. So for all the times I've been talking about these two liners, I'm seeing the finish line. Thank God. Okay, keeping in line with eyeliners, I have the Urban Decay 24/7 Glide On Pencil. This is in the shade Covet, and I thought this would be a nice color to use for summer, teal, like the ocean, and my goal with this was to use it 15 times. And I used it 8 times out of the 15 times. Now, I did say earlier in the video there was a product I wanted to declutter, and unfortunately, I think it's gonna be this guy. In the 8 times that I used it, I wasn't really loving it that much. For the past couple of years, I liked it enough to keep using it. There were times I thought it looked pretty nice on me, but I found that I don't know if the formula changed or it's just getting older or it's just been really hot and humid, but it's been transferring a lot. I'll put it on and then by midday, end of day, it smudges down to this part right here, which I don't remember it doing that in the past. Maybe it just wasn't as hot in the past. I don't really know, but there's that. And just in general, this isn't really a color I have been gravitating towards, and I feel like even though I had it just at 15 uses and my intention was to use it throughout the summer, this isn't a color that I want to put on my eyes. And it just, yeah, with the smudging and I wasn't excited to use it. It just felt like too much. I think I'm just done with this color overall. So we will be not just rolling it out, but decluttering this eyeliner. So it's a little bit sad. There's so much product left. Look at that. Look at how much I did not use. But I actually used it a lot last year, and 8 times out of 15, none of those times I was particularly thrilled. And I got enough use out of this over the years, and it's really old, so it'll be fine. I'm okay letting it go. We have some face products. I have the Benefit Dallas blush, and my goal with this blush is to use this 40 times. I used it 6 times since the last update, making it 33 times, so I have 7 more times left to use it. So this is still in the project. Probably would have used this more if I wasn't as keen to bring in more blushes to rotate. I've just been on this real big blush kick, trying to figure out my blush collection and see what I like and how I feel about stuff. So I just didn't get as much use on this as I did last month. So that's all right though. I only have 7 more uses, so yeah, still really pretty blush, still really enjoy it, so there's that. The Hoola bronzer, so this guy, I had a goal of just using this 10 times, and I used this 6 out of the 10 times. So this is still in the project for 4 more uses, which is totally fine. I really do enjoy this bronzer. I have pan in it and everything, as you can see, so I've had this for a really, really long time. This is super old in my collection, but one I'm still glad to have. It still performs really well, even though it is super old. There's no reason for me to declutter it. I enjoy it still, so we're still keeping it in. Peach Perfect Too Faced powder, which I want to use to completion, and guess what? I hit my goal. It is now completed. So excited about that. I took the advice of the one girl who commented, I think it was the last video. She mentioned pulling out the sifter, which I did do with some effort. I had to use pliers to take this out. This was not easy. I couldn't do it on my own. It was destroying my nails. So I'm like, yeah, we'll use the pliers to take it out. And that was a game changer. It did help me get every last bit of the powder out. that much quicker. So yay, so excited this thing is done. I've had this in the project since last year. Yeah, so I've been panning this for well over a year, and I'm so excited that it's gone because this thing was huge, and I'm ready to move on to other powders, and I already have. So I am glad for that because my other powders were getting neglected, but I wasn't, super mad about that because I was very motivated to use this and kick it out. So that's fine. But this was a great powder. It really like mattified, but not too much. To the point where like I felt it looked cakey or anything. It was really good. And the fragrance at one point I thought bothered me, but over time I didn't even notice it that much anymore. Like once it's on my face, non-issue. So yeah, I'm so excited. This has been in here for so long. I'm so ready and so glad to be moving on with my face powders. So yay. So the very old and very discontinued Sonia Kashuk contour stick. This is where we're at now, guys. And you can see on the Z palette just how much it came down. So the T was a little bit covered up there the last update, and now it's totally uncovered. So you can see the whole letter. So I used this 7 times since the last update, which is not a lot because every month I hit about like 15 times, something around that. And so that was a lot lower than usual, but I have been playing around with other bronzers, contours, whatever you want. I kind of lump those two categories together. But yeah, look, it still came down like that much. So we're so close. My plan is to continue updating or call it finished once I hit the plastic rim. I might or might not dig out the product. It depends how I feel at that point, but we're not there yet. So I know that sounds crazy. Like, it's like, Jen, you've had that thing for so long. Why don't you just like get a brand new product? I might. Yeah, I might do that. I might get a new product. I might not. I'll see how I feel at that point, how lazy I am to buy a new contour, cream bronzer, whatever. So I have a month or two to decide on that. But yeah, it's coming down. I'm very happy at the progress I'm still managing to make, even though I only used it 7 times. So that's pretty cool. I think it was last update I brought this in. This was random number generated because I didn't really have any inclinations towards anything, so I let it pick for me. And this is a depotted Too Faced eyeshadow from discontinued winter collection that they had. My goal was to use this 10 times, and right now I am at 8 out of the 10 times. So it's still in the project. I have 2 more uses on it, and I have absolutely been loving using this purpley, kind of metallic, kind of pearly shade. It's beautiful, and it makes such a nice like smokier kind of look, but not totally smoky. It's just darker. Yeah, and it's nice contrast to all the like neutrals that I have going right now. So this has been really nice to use. I've loved it. Love pairing this with like orangey colors or peachy colors. It looks beautiful, like even by itself, like blended out a little bit. So I'm so happy when these little surprises come in, because I wouldn't think to pull this out if it weren't for the number generator. You know what I mean? So usually this is like a fall color for me, but I've really been enjoying it. So I'm very happy with that. So it's still in the project for 2 more uses. I have this small sample of the Tarte lip paint. This was in the shade Birthday Suit. And my goal is to finish this. And I use this 14 times since the last update, and you guys, I think I'm gonna call this done, which is crazy because I've had this for so long, and I can still like get a little bit off on the brush there for sure. This thing in and of itself like holds so much product that it doesn't matter how empty this thing is. I feel like one swipe of product will give you like 30 uses. But yeah, as of now though, I think it's dry enough where I don't feel the need, because there's no product left in the actual container that I can scoop out. I tried to get every last bit out. The last update I was like, yeah, I'm not going to try to finish up the product on the walls. But I do have one of those like scooper stick things, so I use that to get a little bit more out of it because I still like this and I found it very usable. So I was like, what the heck, let's try to clean it out. And I did. So this is another one that's exiting the project for being done. Now, can I get like a couple more swipes out of this? Probably. And I probably will continue to use it like a few more weeks to see how much more is left on the actual like wand there. Whatever scraps I can retrieve from this, sure, I'll try to do that this month, but I'm not going to be updating you guys on it anymore because it is pretty much finished. So, woo! Another lip product down. I'm super excited and so excited to be rotating something else in, which we will get to soon. And the NYX Abu Dhabi Soft Matte Lip Cream. This guy, I had a goal of finishing it completely. I used it 8 times since the last update, but it is not finished. As you can see, there's plenty of product on the applicator there, and definitely some in there. You can't really see it, but I know there's a lot more inside this itself. I find that like right after I film these updates, I'm kind of more cool with using it. And then I think because of the packaging, like I know this is more of like a neutral nude color, but I feel like it gives fall to me, like just because of the color of the packaging. So it makes me gravitate towards like lighter colors or like pinker shades, and then I kind of come back to it. I circle back to it again when it's time to film it. So I need to get over that because I do want to move this out. I need to stop like looking at this as a fall color because it's really not. It's just the packaging is dark and just like it makes me not want to reach for it right now, which is ridiculous. But I need to get over it and start like using this more consistently because I do want to make more progress on this and eventually get it kicked out. So yeah, it is a great color still. I think I'm using it today in combination with like a bunch of other colors because that's what I do. But yeah, it is a decent nude color and we just need to use her. So she is still in the project. Okay, so now it's time to roll in 3 different products. I'm actually rolling in another highlighter. So I had a highlighter in maybe like 2 or 3 updates ago, and this is the next one that I thought would be a good candidate for panning. This is MAC Pearl. It is one of their cream highlighters. I don't know if they still make this. This is very, very old. And I actually had this in a project, was it like over a year ago now? Like maybe 2 falls ago. Me and Jen from Project Beauty did this MAC project pan. That was a lot of fun actually. And this was in that project to use like 50 times. And I made a really good dip on this highlighter. It is so pretty. It's kind of yellow in the container, but when you put it on, it's more of like a champagne-y. It's just like beautiful. I absolutely love this. And there is a huge dent in there. And every time I see this highlighter, I'm like, wow, that would be a really good one to try to hit pan on, but I never tried to hit pan on it like officially. So now's the time. Like it makes sense. There's a nice dip going in there. Like I don't know how deep this goes, but I enjoyed enough that I want to use it. So it just seems like natural to want to hit pan in it. I cannot predict when hitting pan will happen, but I think since I enjoy it enough, it won't bother me to keep it in for a while if I have to. I did use this 8 times already, like just naturally wanting to use it as like my summer basket kind of a thing. But yeah, we're gonna officially roll this into hit pan. So I'm so excited because I love this guy. I decided as well to roll in this MAC pigment in the shade Melon. This is a sample that is super old in my collection. It's really hard to see, but there is not a whole lot left in here. Pigments go a long way though, so if you know, you know. And it is a beautiful tangerine golden yellow, which I don't know how well it picks up. It looks a lot more orange in the container than it actually does going on. It's beautiful, and I remember really liking this when I would pull it in for like a Shop My Stash or something, and like kind of would allude to maybe trying to finish it at some point. Well, we've reached that point. And if you're curious the history of why it's in a sample container, back when I was first getting into makeup, I ordered a bunch of these samples off eBay, and I've since decluttered a whole bunch of the samples, and this is the last one. I think there were probably like 10 or something that I had, 15, and they were like in crazy colors. Yeah, those all got decluttered. I think I finished one of them, and then now this one is the next one and the last one. So I need to use it. It just makes sense. It makes sense. It's the right season. There's not a lot of it left, and there's actually a chance of me finishing it, period, because there's not like a ton of product in here. So we'll see. I think it's doable. I think we'll do it. Decrease my shadow stash by 1 more, hopefully, and I hope this doesn't go past like September. I hope that I can pan this by then, or like, yeah, something like that. Either way, the goal is to finish it. So we're gonna do it. We're gonna do it, and I'm so excited. So I definitely like the jazz hands. Oh my god. Okay. All right, I'm filming this a little bit later, so if the lighting is off, that's why, because I completely forgot to mention this other product that I'm bringing in. So I'm rolling in this Ilia Only You Balmy Lip Oil. And if you watch my chopping block video from not that long ago, I mentioned this product. So this is kind of a spoiler alert for the update for that. I want to see if I can use it up. It's right now up to here and about halfway done-ish. I have to let it settle, but yeah, it's approximately halfway done. I don't know that I dislike it enough to just declutter it. I'm not totally wild about the formula, but I guess since like it's considered a balmy lip oil, there's gonna be a little bit more substance to it. So I don't know. In my head I was like, do I really like the formula of this? But it does hold up to its name. So at first I wasn't sure about the texture. Depends like the makeup look that I have. Like sometimes I like it on me, sometimes I don't. So it does sometimes require you to mix it with other colors. And sorry, it's like raining right now, so if you hear like random sounds, that's what you're hearing. I do think it moves kind of quickly and I don't dislike it. So I'm gonna see if I can finish this completely and see where we get with it. So I'm gonna roll this guy in and see if we can, you know, finish it up because, yeah, again, I don't hate it. I don't love it, but I think I can get through it. So we're going to keep this guy in. The color is very pretty. It looks prettier on my hand than it sometimes looks on me, but I think it's workable. So there you go. That's my third product I'm rolling in. I'm super excited with the progress I made this month, and just the flow right now seems to be pretty good. So I'm amped, and we'll see how we do this upcoming month. Thank you so much for joining. Please consider liking and subscribing if you like low buy content. I will catch you guys later. Thank you for watching. Bye.